Okay, good morning. This is episode number 42, I believe. I'm actually filming this video. Well, this is being filmed on my phone. And second is I'm editing it on my iPad. So all the little cool effect things are going to be not here. I'm just announcing it here in actually Nusa Dua. It's a place here in Bali, and you'll see it more in the vlog that's coming up. But I wanted to make this video because I listened to your questions. All you guys who leave questions in the comments, first of all, thank you. Second of all, if you haven't left a question or a video title you'd like to see, leave it in the comments below so I can get to it, and I'll be excited to make a video on it because sometimes I just need to create. Like right now, I'm trying to relax, and we're over there, and I'm struggling to relax because I got so much on my mind. And I was reading through the comments, and one of the comments, I know I'm talking fast, I'm excited, but one of the comments that I read was, what's something you wish you knew before you started traveling? So if you guys know, I've been traveling coming up almost on 2 years. But what I wish I knew before I started full-time traveling, before I took that jump, because I know so many of you right now, 2020 has been the year of the pause and the year of really reflecting on what it is that you've been doing. Actually, let me just show you a little bit of where I am before we get started with today. Very chill and quiet place here. And as I was saying, 2020 has been kind of a year of reflection, a year of pause. So many of you guys have just had this wait, what have I been doing with my life? So many of you guys who reach out to me, and if you haven't yet, feel free to write me. I actually have spots available for coaching, for mentoring with you guys if you're interested. That's linked below. But I got so many messages, most of them on Instagram, from you guys who are like, I want to start doing something different. And this starts like a whole other process of thinking. And I want to give you 3 things that, for me, that I wish I knew before I started full-time traveling, before I jumped, and I hope that this will help you guys out with what you're going through right now. And the first thing that I wish I would have known is that there's nothing to be scared of. So many of you guys who want to travel, who want to leave your job, start doing something different, something totally different from what people expect of you and for what you actually want to do, there's nothing to be scared of. We have all these fears in our mind, like if I do this, I need security, I need to know this. But if you're watching this and this is resonating with you, like, oh my gosh, Luke, this is how I'm feeling. This is your heart and your soul telling you to do something, and your mind's trying to keep you safe, keep you in a place that keeps you comfortable. And, this is how I was. And I had a dream job, pro athlete. I loved it. Everything was great. But my soul wanted to do something different. My heart wanted to do something different. But my mind couldn't understand. My mind couldn't plan out. It couldn't logically say, well, that doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? You have a 0.003% job that people can't have. You've been blessed with this body. You haven't been injured. You're fine. Why would you stop now in the peak of your career? These are all real thoughts, real feelings that came to me. And as they came to me, it made this sense of well, my heart's telling me to do this, but I can't explain it. My soul's telling me to do this, but I can't explain it. And this is what 2020 has done. It's made you really think. Your soul got talking a little bit louder, your heart got talking a little bit louder, and now you get to the point where you're like, mind, I don't know, I don't care, I don't want to be safe, I don't want to stay in this comfort zone anymore, I'm not growing, this isn't cool, and if I keep replaying this pattern of what I'm doing in my life, in 10 years, I know exactly where I'm going to be. In 20 years, I know exactly where I'm going to be. And it's time to take that jump. And that's what I wish I would have known, is that just take that jump when your heart and your soul is telling you to. It knows the way. It knows what you want to do. It knows that even though this thing that you're doing, it's great and you love it, there's something more. There's something more out there. And that would be the first thing I would have told myself. And the second thing I wish I would have told myself, and this is something that took me a long time, if you guys don't know, for the last 10 years of my life, I travel 3 months in my off season and play basketball for the other 9 months. And sometimes a little bit more or a little bit less depending on the season. And, I started on these trips and traveling and wanted to be a digital nomad. I've been traveling now, like I say, a year and a half, a little bit more than that. And, the thing that comes to me, and I wish I would have known this, is that when you set out to travel, when you start, like some of you guys write me, I want to come to Bali and live. I want to do this. I want to just leave my job, or I just want to do something else. What I wish I would have known, especially as I started traveling the world, that it had nothing to do about the world. We make up this thing like, I want to just discover the world and see the world and see all these cultures and experience all this. And I wish I would have known, because that brought a little bit of fear. Like, I don't know about going to that place or that place. And it's not about traveling to discover the world. It's not about traveling to discover this and that and all these new things. It's about discovery to find out yourself, to find out who you are. And so many people write me, during this 2020 period, where you're like, oh my gosh, I've had all these thoughts. I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't really know who I am, and I want to discover who I am. And that's what traveling does for you. That's what breaking this pattern of what it is that you're doing in your life, that's what it leads to. It leads to you discovering who you really are. As when I work with my clients, when I work with some of you guys who have reached out to me and we've had discovery calls, audition calls, and even if it hasn't worked, I've probably asked you a very similar question, and you've probably said it to me, is I just want to know who I am. I've been playing this role or having this mask, and there's a big difference I want to show you guys. Discovering who you get to this point where you have been your entire life. Your entire life you have been who you had to be. You've been who you had to be to get to that next level. You've been who you've had to be to get that love that you wanted. You've been who you had to be to get the things, the accomplishments, all this that you wanted. But who you had to be isn't necessarily who you are. So if you're feeling that right now, so many of you guys, I know this resonates with so many of you because I've talked to so many of you, and I've talked to more of you in the past 2 weeks than I think I have in the last probably month. And you know, it's a beautiful thing for you all to have that, who have that desire. Some of you guys who are working with me, you're my clients right now, you've had this strong desire, and it's what I love the most, and it's what 2020 has brought me the most. And what I wish I would have known was that it's about a journey of discovering yourself. As you go to different places that you're not aware of and feeling different feelings and having to conquer different challenges that come up, you're learning about yourself. You're not learning about another culture. You're learning about how they do things different than what you did. And now you can implement that in your life. The biggest thing that Bali has brought me and Bali showed me is gratitude. Why are the Balinese, why are the Indonesian people, why are they so happy? I was trying to understand. They're so grateful. They're grateful for everything. They give offerings every single day. They have ceremonies to remind themselves of that, the gratitude. And this is something that I can take into my own life. And that's just something new that I add and makes me become a better person. I didn't discover Bali. Bali's been discovered. But what I did is I discovered myself by using some things that I learned from here. And it's been the same with everywhere. So it wasn't about discovering the world. It was about using the world to discover yourself. That's a reframe. And I'd say the final thing that I learned that I wish I knew before I took off traveling was that I wasn't alone. You know, if any of you, and I know if you're still watching this video up until this point, you've had this feeling like your desire, there's something more for you out there, and you desire to figure out what that is. And you feel like you're alone. You feel like if you maybe share it with your family and friends, they don't understand. You feel if you share it with people that you probably only can share it with people who don't know you, because then they don't judge you, and you feel like they don't judge you and they understand a little bit more. But what I want to share with you is that you're not alone in this thinking. You're not alone in thinking that there's maybe more out there for me, maybe more than just doing this job that I've been doing for the last 10 years and I'm probably gonna be doing for the next 30 years. I know how this story ends. And you feel like if I wanna take this huge jump that doesn't make sense, it's just my heart and my soul, but my mind can't make sense of it, so I'm not gonna do it, you feel like you're gonna be alone in this. And I can tell you one thing that I wish I knew, because it would have made me start even faster, is you're not alone. There's people everywhere making this jump. There's people everywhere, and especially coming to Bali, people who made that jump. They didn't know how they were gonna do it. They didn't know how it was gonna work out, but they didn't need to know. Just follow that heart, and that's your soul that's telling you to do, and you take that jump, you take that leap. And this is when like the portals of possibilities open in your life. Things that you can't see coming. People who you're gonna meet who change your life. Some of you guys are gonna be coming to Bali soon, as I've read in the comments, and you've emailed me, and some of us we've talked even. And by the way, for talking, I still am taking Zoom one-on-ones. They've switched down to 45 minutes now, same price, $111. That's in the description below. Just send me an email or an Instagram, and we can set that up, especially for later in the next week. But as you start to do that, you might come to Bali like, I don't know anyone, I have no idea what to do. But the second you start taking that action, maybe selling some things, telling people you're leaving, buying your flight, what you're gonna start to notice, and I'm sure some of you have noticed it already, is that little bits of possibility open up. Maybe someone reaches out to you that you didn't expect to reach out to you. Someone supports you who you didn't expect to support you. Maybe you get on your flight and you meet someone next to you who's actually doing the same thing that you're doing. And now you've become best friends before you've even landed. Maybe you get here and the first time you go out to a cafe by yourself nervous, you meet someone else who's the same way. So there's other things like this that you can't predict. The mind can't predict it. And just to give you an example, where you're at in your life right now, there's probably something that you would have had no guess that would happen. That you'd meet that person or be in this place or working that job or living in this country, but it happened. And you couldn't have predicted it before. And it's the same thing right now. So I hope that watching this video gives you that little bit of encouragement to understand that there's things that you can't deny. if your heart and your soul is calling you to do more, if your heart and soul is just like, something doesn't feel right, like I need to do more, I know I can do more, I believe I can do more, then I want you to know that you're not alone, and that doing this, you will discover yourself. And the third is you have nothing to fear. You have nothing to fear. If you guys remember that Luna story that I told you about of our dog, that fear, once that desire you have gets bigger than that fear that you have, that's when the magic happens. And I just wanted to share this video. We're actually here and I'm relaxing, but I just had you on my mind. And I was like, you need to hear this today. And I don't have the proper equipment, but I'm filming this right here for you. And just letting you guys know that I support you guys. I appreciate you guys who are there for me, but I truly support you guys. And so many of you guys are taking that next step to make your life better and to do it in a way that is beneficial to your heart and your soul. I tip my hat to you, and it's just such an amazing experience, and the things that you discover about yourself is what actually changes your life. So I just wanted to make this video. If you're interested, this wasn't a promotion, but if you're interested, I have spots available still for mentoring with me. Send me an email, reach out to me on Instagram. You all who I've been getting a lot of you we've talked to, and I hope that our talks have been beneficial in our Zoom conversations. Now those are going to be 45 minutes, but we can still set those in. Those are $111. Would love to speak with you guys. It's been actually fun. It's actually been different from what I thought. I thought it'd be just me answering questions, but as many of you know, if you've actually done the Zoom calls and it helped you, can you leave a little comment so people know? I've talked to so many of you guys. Or to say the best thing you learned from the Zoom meeting that we had, that would help a lot of people. But it's been very beneficial to kind of give you guys a different perspective. And once you change your perspective on things, that's when life really starts to shift, when that perspective shifts. So just wanted to say that, make this video for you guys. Hope it helped you out. Feel free to send me an email, write me on Instagram. You guys who are contributing to my channel, you guys make it possible for me to do much more than I ever imagined. You guys who contribute, even if it's a dollar, people who contribute $5, it goes much further than you think. It allows me to reach a lot more people. So many things that I was doing, especially a few months ago, hiring a team to help me with all this production and content, that was all because of you all. So I'd like to say thank you so much. There's been about 7 or 8 of you who have joined and been members of this channel. That's in the script. That's like right under this video before the description. You guys who have joined my channel, thank you so much. And lastly, the people who support me on Patreon. If you guys don't know, I've been on Patreon for a long time. I never had the really courage to tell people that I was on it, but I am on there, and I appreciate you guys' support, because that's how I'm able to have the greatest reach that I can, by literally hiring people to help me, getting coaches to help me, getting programs that help increase my mind, that allows me to share it with you guys, and more importantly, for me to have adventures and experiences like this so that I can bring back and show you what's possible. Because I don't want to show you guys what to do. I don't want to be the person who's here to show you what you should do, what you shouldn't do, what you could do or can do. I just want to show you guys what's possible. And I just want to thank you guys so much, all of you guys who do support me in that. And on that note, from a hot day where I'm about to jump in the water from here in Nusa Dua, I want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you guys all later. And in the meantime, everyone, always remember to work hard, be brave, and don't forget to smile. Ciao.